Let's send it over to Mad Max and Mole for more.
Our main event of the evening, folks, we have a War Games match with Chance Romance, D-Money, and an as yet unnamed opponent. Not opponent.
He's a
partner. Sorry, Max. Versus the IPC, which consists of Scott McKenzie, Gregory Symonds, and, of course, D-Skrilla, Danny Matthews.
That's right, baby. The IPC is taking over again. It's War Game style, and they've already run off Lance Romance. He set this all up, but he chickened out and didn't show up. So Chance Romance and D-Money said they're going to go Doom Thug style. Doom Thugs haven't been seen in XCW in years, and now they're going to come back. Well, let me tell you, the IPC is what the Doom Thugs wish they always were.
Max, I'm sure Lance did it for a reason. I'm sure he had his reasons. And I'm telling you, if you remember back in the day, I don't even know if you were around then, but I was. And, man, the Doom Thugs, they were not to be messed with. Not one bit.
Well, back then they had the numbers, and today there's only two, and they got to still find a partner. Well, I bet they didn't even find anybody who would want to team with those clowns.
Man, there's lots of people, and there was lots of Doom Thugs.
Yeah, there was a lot of Doom Thugs, all right. But Lance Romance did exactly what he should have done. Put his tail between his legs and took his fat little butt running down the street.
Oh, Max, you're going to get it one of these days, I promise. Let's just go ahead and take it back to Matt Shannon and Matt Avery to call the action.
Thank you very much, Mad Max and Mole, and we are ready for the big main event. War Games, the Doom Thug Empire, the International Playaz Club, a war between two factions that's been going on for quite some time, and it will finally come to a crescendo tonight.
A war instigated by a fat, useless, old, wore-out coward who didn't even show up in this building tonight because he can't take care of his own business. And of course, I'm talking about Total Playa, daddy, Lance Romance, if you will.
A War Games match fought inside of a steel cage. Now let's take a little bit of time here to explain the rules. It's a 3-on-3 type matchup, but there's a coin toss before the match.
Very important, very important. Because the winner of that coin toss, you're going to each start off with a representative. The winner of the coin toss gets to have the next guy in, so automatically you have a 2-on-1 advantage. And more importantly, should the match continue, you're going to have a 3-on-2 advantage before finally, and you may have one anyway because the Doom Thugs, you see them right there. It's D-Money, the manager, and Chance Romance, Lance's little brother, and they don't really have a third that we know of.
Who have they found for their partner, I would like to know.
You know what? They may not have found anybody, and I'll tell you why. Because the Doom Thugs ruled XCW in its early days. I mean, they totally dominated XCW. They had all the titles. You talk about Team Extreme, Crushing Kong, Gabe Roach. You talk about the top of the ladder. I mean, they owned XCW. Knight the Gimpfather was actually part of the Doom Thug Empire, as was myself. I mean, it was the place to be, and there's a lot of bad feelings still because, you know, when you've been on top, people like to kick you when you're down, and these guys may find themselves left out all alone tonight.
Well, we didn't see a third man come out with D-Money or Chance Romance. I mean, I would hate to assume that it's going to be a 3-on-2 because it's supposed to be 3-on-3.
Well, and if it's 3-on-2, I'm going to be real honest with you. There's the beautiful Nicole.
Oh, yes.
There's D-Skrilla. There's the Total Playa. And there he is, Mr. Symonds, Gregory Symonds. You got 2 wrestlers and a manager and a beautiful valet. And on the other side, you've got a manager who looks like Eddie Munster and a jabroni wrestler. So I'm not liking their odds a whole lot.
And this isn't your typical cage match where you win by pinfall or escaping the cage. The way to win is to make one of the opponents on the opposing team submit.
That's right, they gotta tap out, they gotta submit, they gotta cry for their mama, they gotta do whatever, but they got to surrender, to give up. And that's when the match is over.
The International Power Rangers Club, Playaz Club, on their way to the ring, ready to enter the cage.
You still watch Power Rangers, don't you? It's forfeit time.
There's Gregory Symonds, brother.
No, I think what they're showing with the different colors is they're appealing to everybody. They're not like you. They don't just like a certain class of people. They're everybody's heroes. They're everybody's champions. The IPC. Rick Manning, the senior official's out here, and he's going to be tossing this coin.
Gregory Symonds trash talking the fans as he does each and every night at XCW. Rick Manning ready to toss the coin. They're gonna, have they already called it or are they calling it in the air?
It's in the air and he dropped it.
Danny Matthews is trying to say that the coin toss is in his favor.
He called tails. He says tails. Manning's telling him he's got to catch it. Oh, come on, old man. Now I know why Oregon has approved euthanasia for useless old farts like that.
Oh, come on. I mean, I know this is XCW on demand, but even you have to say that's going too far.
He's still alive, and I hadn't gone too far yet. Between that cataract and that hip replacement and that bum shoulder. But it looks to me like the Playaz had the advantage.
Gregory Symonds wearing the red and yellow. I'm surprised he didn't tear that shirt off, brother. What next? He's going to hit a leg drop?
You know what? The one thing he has in common, brother, is the fact that he's also a champion.
Gregory Symonds and Scott McKenzie, both former tag team champions together, and both former TNT champions. And it looks like we will start the War Games off with Scott McKenzie and Chance Romance. Chance Romance has the chain.
Chance Romance snuck that chain in there. McKenzie caught a little off guard by that. It's like he didn't know Chance had that chain. But see, that's the mistake on Chance Romance's part. He should have knocked McKenzie out with a chain.
And now the cage door has been shut. If I'm not mistaken, I think we just heard our ring announcer say that the Playaz Club won the coin toss.
Oh my. Which means Chance Romance, you know, Chance has been out of XCW for a while. Chance Romance, a veteran of the wrestling business. Scott McKenzie is the Total Playa. Chance Romance was always a Playa wannabe that was in there because his brother ran the thing. I don't know, man. This may not go very far. We may have a short main event match, Shannon.
Here we go, test of strength to start the match off. Chance Romance takes McKenzie down with the head scissors, and Chance Romance showing off instead of following up.
That's what Chance Romance is all about. These morons are screaming his name. He's all about the show, all about the flash.
Scott McKenzie wondering what must he do. These two men circle each other once again. Tying up one more time, and McKenzie, just like that, turns it around in his favor, kicking Chance Romance in the midsection, has him up against the ropes.
I tell you what, one of the pleasures I have of being the voice of XCW is I've got a chance to watch the progression of Scott McKenzie from a rookie when he first came in, like 185 pounds, whole lot of heart, to being the Total Playa that he is today, 235 pounds, 6'4", and just getting better every week.
Scott McKenzie taking Chance Romance down, working him over. Elbow to the top of the head, over and over again. McKenzie off the ropes, Chance Romance sends him into the cage, face first.
Wow, and right by that pole, too. You know, hitting that fence is hard enough. Hitting that cage is tough. When you hit by the pole, that'll bust you open in a hurry.
Chance Romance with a big headbutt takes McKenzie down. Chance Romance punching away at Scott McKenzie, has him locked up in that Bulldog headlock.
Looks like he's trying to open him up.
Indeed he is. If he can open him up, he might be able to get Scott McKenzie to want to give up.
I don't see that happening, but it's a good strategy by Chance nonetheless.
Chance Romance sending McKenzie face first into the cage once again.
McKenzie's busted.
Any second here, and I think we will see either Gregory Symonds or Danny Matthews entering the cage. as they do have the advantage after the coin toss.
Well, I hope that old fool has an easier time with a lock than he had with a coin, or we may never get anybody in there.
Chance Romance has Scott McKenzie cornered.
Oh.
Classic wrestling maneuver there, the old-fashioned eye poke.
It's funny how, if it's somebody that you don't particularly like does that, you scream and yelling for the referee, and then when one of your favorites does it, it's just a classic wrestling maneuver.
Wait just a second. First of all, I'm smiling when I say classic wrestling maneuver. Second, I get all over somebody's case if it's a regular match. This is War Games. This is a steel cage match. No disqualifications. So anything goes.
And McKenzie is bleeding seriously from his forehead. Chance did succeed in busting him open.
But that doesn't seem to matter right now as McKenzie, back in control, back in the driver's seat, has Chance Romance down where he wants him.
I'm not sure how much McKenzie can see because that blood's in his eyes.
McKenzie with the headbutt, I'm not too... 1 minute, says the ring announcer, before the next member of the Players Club enters the War Games cage.
And then they're going to be coming in every 2 minutes, so it's going to move a lot quicker. This first section takes the longest amount of time, but then, boys, every 2 minutes somebody else is in, and this match could be over, though. We got a player coming in. When they start 2-on-1, it could be over before the next guy gets a chance to come in. And it's D-Money anyway. What's he going to do?
Well, D-Money, a manager, like you mentioned earlier, much like D-Skrilla, Danny Matthews. Chance Romance continuing to open up Scout McKenzie, working on that open wound. Chance Romance trying to take McKenzie's head off.
Well, look at that.
There we go, the time limit has expired, and now it's Danny Matthews entering the cage.
D-Skrilla!
D-Skrilla, Danny Matthews, jumping Chance Romance in the corner.
Wow. Look at D-Skrilla, boy. He's full of fire, isn't he?
He may be a manager, but I'll give the devil his due. He's able to take it to Chance Romance.
Uh-oh.
Chance Romance fighting back. It may be 2-on-1, but Chance doesn't care.
Oh!
Low blow by Danny Matthews, but that's just as legal as a leg lock. And now Danny Matthews and Scott McKenzie double teaming Chance Romance in the corner.
Dumping a mud hole in Chance Romance.
And that's where the coin toss has come into play here.
Look at D-Skrilla, man. I tell you what, I'm impressed. He's been training hard.
Chance Romance down in the corner. McKenzie.
Oh.
Big knee to the face. Danny Matthews with a knee to the face of his own. Chance Romance looks like he's out of it.
You see, this is big for Danny Matthews. He kicked Lance Romance to the curb, which was great. Lance Romance calls in his old cronies, his little brother, and his former protege, D-Money. D-Money has something personal with Danny Matthews. And so Danny Matthews trying to prove that he's the real D-Money.
Nonetheless, Danny Matthews and McKenzie have Chance Romance trapped up against the ropes, choking the life out of him. Gregory Symonds and Nicole cheering their men on.